Hey y'all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Where's my co-host at? Come on in, Mr. Crouch. Where are you? Did I catch you off guard, sir?
No. No.
All right, I gotta play my theme music before I turn my camera on. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I gotta turn my theme music on.
Okay, you cute.
Okay, we ready?
I think I did.
You know, it's a celebration, y'all. We had to make this like a party, okay?
Aries, Virgo, Capricorn, Libra, Pisces, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Taurus, and Aquarius. Now you know I hold it down for them Leos. It's your birthday, yes, it's your day. It's your birthday, or your favorite holiday. It's your birthday, yes, it's your day. It's your birthday, or your favorite holiday.
Hey, y'all, it's my birthday.
Am I on the thing?
What?
Am I on her? Can people? Okay.
Well, we can see you. You just ruined the vibe.
Oh.
Sir, you just ruined the vibe. But we love you anyway.
I see that as your favorite shirt. You wear that a lot.
I like this shirt, okay? It is a God's Ink Apparel original, okay? I love Phyllis Hyman.
So I mean, I'm gonna have to make you another one of something different with her on it, because you wear that a lot.
That would be so nice, wouldn't it? That would be so nice.
As if you don't get enough, nigga. I'm tired of you.
See, this is why I'm the brand ambassador, okay? I'm one of them, okay? This is why. You know, I gotta rep it for you.
You know, the world wants you to switch up. You need to switch it up sometimes, a little bit more often.
Switch up what?
You need to have a rotation. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You got everything on pause. That you wear the most. I've seen you wear that a lot.
I know.
And now it's your favorite. Now that Phyllis Hyman, did you really like Phyllis Hyman like that? I'll do something creative.
Well, I like this one. This is the first of many. Okay, It's the first of many.
Correct. All right.
Yes, we'll go with that. So, everyone, again, this is my birthday. Like, I'm gonna be honest. You know, normally for birthdays, it's just like another day for me. It's like, okay, you know, but it's something about this year. It is just monumental. It's monumental. And you know, I've really, like, this morning I woke up really, really early. Like, I couldn't sleep. I'm gonna have a transparent moment. I may need to get you know, the old school roll of tissue. And you know, so I might get a little too emotional. I'm gonna try to keep it thuggish, you know, because I'm an ugly crier. So I don't really want to just break down like that on camera, but you know, it is what it is if I do. Okay.
Right.
So I'm apologizing in advance if that happens to happen. Okay. But you know, I got up really early this morning, and you know, I was just really reflecting on how far I've actually come in life, right? And to be honest, me having cancer, it changed my whole outlook on life. It changed my whole perspective of life.
Right.
And I made a post like really, really early this morning on my Facebook page, just with all my kids, because there was a time where I didn't think I was gonna get to see my kids graduate,
right?
See my kids just grow and thrive, you know. So to be in a place now where I'm cancer free, I've been cancer free for 2 years, and you know, it just overtook me this morning.
Right,
it overtook me, you know. So I'm just grateful for life. You know, I'm not gonna, you know, treat any birthday now as any other day, because this is like a special day. You know, the visionary was born today, you know. Tag on that one. You know, the visionary was born today. So, you know.
Could you elaborate on that? The visionary was born. Elaborate.
Well, for some of you, you may not appeal to certain subject matters when it comes to spirituality, but I feel like first and foremost, you have to be knowledgeable about a lot of different things so that you can meet people at different levels of life, right? So I happen to have met a astrologer 2 years ago, when I was, in between my treatments and things. And she did like my whole astrological chart and everything. And she was talking about how the day I was born is considered the day of the visionary. That I was born for greatness.
Okay.
And I was born to be on stages. I was born to speak to people and all of this good stuff. And
Right.
it's funny because when I heard it, I was just like, oh, she bullshit. Like, this shit ain't for real.
Right.
But honestly, now that I'm noticing what is actually transpiring in my life and what's actually going on in my life, it's like, okay, this was the setup. You know what I'm saying? Like, this was the setup for everything that I had to go through. I needed that. That was my boot camp for what I'm about to go into.
Gotcha.
I am supposed to be on stages. I am supposed to be speaking to people. That's why I'm doing this.
Right.
This is just the beginning for what God has for me. So this has been amazing. This has been really amazing for me. So I'm like super, super, super excited about everything that's going down.
Well, I think birthdays, you allows you to reflect on a lot of things regarding life.
It does.
If you're not strong enough and you ain't done enough, it can make you feel like, oh my God, I didn't do enough, and I wish I could have did this, and I'm getting older, been there, done that. Or once you trust God that you're right where you're supposed to be at, then it hits different. You know what I'm saying? Because God meets us where we're at. He never meets you, in the past tense or the future. He meets you right where you stand, because every decision is indicative on where you stand right now. But today was a good day. You know what I'm saying? I enjoyed. I was spent most of my day talking to you and about a whole bunch of stuff and just reflecting on things. Our friendship, how we met, how we interact. How we how cool we are, and it's rare to find people. Unless you've known them for years in our age demographic,
Right.
that sticks with you. You know what I'm saying? That ain't judgmental, that ain't tearing you down, or that ain't negative. And life is too short to be negative. You I ain't gonna say you cheated death. It just wasn't meant for you to go. Period.
Right.
And me as a kid, as a newborn, I wasn't even supposed to be here. You know what I'm saying? My grandmother used to tell me every year when I had a birthday, you're on borrowed time. You should be thankful for every day, because the doctor said it was either you or your mama. And by the grace of God, you survived. So I think we definitely share that common ground.
We do.
And I'm thankful for that. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody, we look at things through different lenses. We look at things through different eyes. So I think everybody that's listening, or that is potentially going to listen, need to reflect on why they're here and stop taking days and minutes and hours for granted. I used to always tell my daughter, and I'm going to shut up after this because this is a very good point that people need to hear.
Right.
I used to tell my daughter that regret is expensive.
It is.
You don't want to go through life saying you coulda, woulda, shoulda when you can.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You can't. It ain't nobody's fault but yours. You are in control of that part. So, but today is your birthday.
It is.
Today you celebrate another year, another what they say, a turn around the sun, or whatever they say.
Yes, another,
time around the sun, right?
I'm so excited. Like, I'm so high right now on, life. And my mind is a little gone. But another turn around the sun. My born day, all that good stuff. All that good stuff.
Right.
So yeah, it's definitely a celebration. Definitely a
You know,
celebration.
I don't want to get on your nerve, but I'm getting ready to. I'm sorry, and I apologize in advance. Yeah. As much as I've been talking about your book low key, are you done with that? Or how close are you done with that? The world won't see you. Here's the thing. This is how you create a crackhead. You give him the first one free, and he'll come back. So this is what you did. You allowed me, you trusted me enough to read a few chapters, and that's where the crackhead started. So don't be mad if I'm bugging you about something that's going to be amazing. Oh, you ain't want to hear that, do you? So my thing is that, hey, it comes with the territory. If I were to give you something that you was like, oh my God, where's the rest of it? And you playing around, and I'm playing around with you, you'll be like, David, like, what are you doing with your life? You need to finish it. So, just thought I'd throw that in there. It's not a dig against you. It's just a pull against, purpose. That's
all. Okay. So, since you wanted to kind of put me out there like that, crowd.
I did.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna let you have a little bit of leeway, although it's my birthday,
Well, yeah.
And the only reason I'm gonna do that, because I have to say this first before I, answer. My co-host is such a dear friend, such a sweetheart, and I was surprised at my door, y'all, with these, along with a cake and a pie. Like, come on now. Excuse me, but this nigga lives miles away from me, but he still took the time to think about me on my birthday and to make sure that I had something special on my day. That is, as Dion would say, that's what friends are for, nigga. That's what friends are for. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit was just beautiful. Yeah. Can you open that too? So, because of that, I wanted to make sure that I wanted to celebrate my birthday with you all. So I'm going to have me a nice glass of wine, and I'm going to cut my cake and blow out my candles.
Do that.
Yes, on the air. Yeah, I'm a little hype right now, okay? I'm super hyped.
I need you to pan I was going to say, pan the camera down so we can see it, please.
Oh, I'm gonna make it visible, okay? I'm gonna make it visible, and then I'm gonna, do the thing. Okay. So.
Okay, now you're cutting your head off. You're cutting your head off. Can't see your head.
I know, because look, Crouch. Let me just do this, please. Let me just do this. Let me do this my way. Okay.
You can slump down or something.
Let me be Usher right now. Okay. Let me do it my way. Okay. All right. So this is the beautiful cake. Now, I don't know if you all can really see this. I'm going to try to tilt it without messing it up. But it says, "Happy birthday, Shawan, winning author." Because that's what I am. That's what I am. So, I thought this was really, really sweet. It really took me off guard, to say the least. I was not expecting this. Like, dude is really on point. You know what I'm saying? I gotta give you kudos, bro. You had me speechless there. You had me speechless and, about to blow snot bubbles and all kinds of stuff. Right. I had to keep it thugged. I had to keep it thugging. You know what I'm saying? Because I couldn't break down in front of the delivery lady. I couldn't
keep it G. Keep it G.
I couldn't break down. But yes, you definitely put, as they'd say, the cherry on top to the birthday celebration today. So kudos to you. Kudos. Wine girl. I got my daughter, trying to open up the wine for me because, I got my wine glass. What the? I'm alive.
You know the world sees you. Right there.
Oh, y'all, I know. What in the world? You just destroyed my
I
little
swear
wine
to God,
bottle.
I could not get this bottle.
Okay, y'all, this is what I deal with as mom,
Just don't
okay?
touch the top.
I know y'all can hear everything, so we just gonna keep it real. This is a family night, okay? We're just gonna invite and embrace all of the bloopers, the hell just flying everywhere, the bloopers, you know, all of that stuff, because don't do that, Cross. Please don't. Like,
Well, you know, the lady that brought you the cake,
uh-huh.
she did her due diligence,
She did.
as well as take pictures of you not right. So those are my bribing pictures. I'm selling them.
Look here,
them
Negro.
$1,000 a piece.
Look here, African.
And you
I don't
have,
care.
You can have access
I
to
don't care. If you want to put it out there with my little stocking cap on, you know, showing it all natural with no wig, then, you know, do you.
1,000 a piece, like she's going to rob a bank. 1,000 a piece. And we can negotiate. It's okay.
Look, I ain't ashamed to show what's underneath this wig, okay?
Grand Central.
Let's just keep it honest. I ain't ashamed.
Hey, that Beyonce number 9 looks good.
I know, don't she?
It does.
I bumped her good.
That's a Hawaiian silky. That's a Hawaiian silky.
Okay, you taking it back. What you know about that? What you know about that?
That's the Cher version. You know, yeah.
Okay. I see you.
Sonny and Cher. Go on, Cher. The black Cher. Okay.
Well, can you hear? You want me to pour it? Yeah. I can't pour it. I can't pour and work. I'm working. I can't pour and work. You know, I can drink and work, but I can't pour and work. You can't do that. This 47 life is funny as hell, okay? You gotta laugh. You gotta find the humor in the shit, you know. Yes, get my candles.
Sit them on the table.
No, we gotta do it up.
Bless her heart, God. She means well.
Candles, everything.
She does.
You know, I don't get this often. So it's like I've got to take advantage and seize the moment. You know, seize the moment.
Okay. That's fair. That's cool.
That's fair. Yeah. You'll accept that, crowd. You'll accept that.
I will. So, question. We can talk about your birthday, talk about you. That's fine. I'll be about you today. That's fine. Is there anything in particular that you would like to discuss? That's get on your nerves? Somebody struck a nerve, or you want to talk about you? Hey, it's fine. Whatever you want to do. This is your day, man.
Is that right? I don't want to make it too heavy. You know what I'm saying? Because this is supposed to be a fun night. It's supposed to be festive. Cool. So I don't want to make it too heavy. I could get there. I could go there. But I don't want to do that. So you know what? I have something really good to talk about. And it's gonna stem around somewhat on, you know, just your friendship and all of the beautiful things that you did to make my day special, right?
Okay.
And brings about something that we've talked about. I don't need no 8, child. I got to blow all these out. Do 3. Past, present, future. That's it. 3.
She really said 3.
Yeah, I'm old, child. Past, present, future. That's good. Okay. So anyway, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, we were talking about how in relationships, right? When women have a significant other and they're very giving, they're very warm, they're very attentive to their mate's needs. And if in the event something happens and the woman dislikes it or finds whatever action distasteful, he totally forgets all of the measures of love and gratitude that was given.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
So it made me think about something. And it made me think about even some of the relationships that I've been in, you know, and how, and I'm gonna keep it honest. I'm gonna be real honest with this. Like, we're friends, we're co-hosts, you know, we're confidants. We tell a lot of our, you know, we help to process our lives with each
Correct.
other, right?
Correct. Yes.
And I mean, you're not my man or anything, but this small token, I've never had genuinely extended to me at any point in my lifetime
Wow.
from another man.
Wow.
Never.
Wow.
And it's somewhat, I thought about that thing and I was like, well, God damn, Shawan, like, this is a bad track record. You know, if that's really the case, and it is. But then I think about the other foot where you have, and not to put it all out there as far as our conversation, but to have even how you feel on your end, where you've extended yourself to people in your life and now they're on the
Black history list.
You know, because they didn't appreciate the genuineness that you offered. So it's like, where do we draw the line with that? Where do we?
That is a very, very loaded and good question.
It is loaded.
Because when you were talking, this is what I thought about. I thought about that happens to people. You know, I think honestly, it has something to do with geographical. I think it has something to do with raising. I think it has to do with what you do to bring out that in people. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you can have the most weirdest, ugliest person, attitude-wise, and you can soften their heart to bring the best out of them, to want them to celebrate you like that. So it happens. Then I've noticed in my experiences, most women from smaller country towns will give you the world. I mean, that's from my experience, and I'm not saying that it don't happen in bigger cities and, you know, other places. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying naturally smaller town women are more giving and have that southern house, are more prone to give without it being a lot of stipulations behind it, because that's what they were taught as young women by their moms. You know what I'm saying? And their fathers were there. More of them, their fathers were there, so it's a little different.
Right.
But I think the line is drawn when you remove something that doesn't remove something from your past that doesn't allow you to punish the person that's present. You know, a lot of our past punishes the person that's present.
And that's true.
You know, and it's like, and they have a thing where you just got to deal with it. Or you got to help me through it.
Right.
And you give them responsibility that they shouldn't have to, the other person shouldn't have to handle.
Right.
And it's not fair, but hey, this is the world we live in. I think now, being in my older age, that where I have a zero tolerance. Like, I ain't arguing with you. I'm not raising my voice. I'm not doing that. If I feel like you don't want to grow, you want to stay there, I'm out. And my thing is, I've had a lot of opportunities to be in relationships. Relationships is really not my problem. My problem is, can you endure the 4 seasons? Can you allow yourself to be healed enough to commit? You know what I'm saying? You know, it's stuff like that. So, and how I am to you now you gotta think, we friends, and there is nothing that I wouldn't, you know, give to you if I had it, and you know that, right? And we talked about this on the phone. Like, if you just imagine what I did with women I was with was on steroids. So my thing is, you would think that they would be like, oh my God, you know, I love you. We go. No, they still fighting from their past and allowing it to ruin our present again. So at some point they're gonna be like, oh well, Dave, he's nice, he's gonna stay, he's gonna endure. But my thing is, if I endure that, I'm gonna lose myself for you to stay here.
Correct.
No, I don't think that's a good exchange. You know what I'm saying? That's not fair to me. I'm just saying.
And it's not. But okay, so with that being said though, and knowing that a part of it is because you're dealing with a broken woman, right?
Right.
In that instance, do you necessarily fault her, or do you simply find a bit of fault in yourself because that's what you attracted?
Well, that alcohol and took your stuff up to a whole nother notch.
I know,
deep.
right? I know, right?
That's deep. I think honestly, I think it is on. I know it's kind of weird to say, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I think it's on both sides because everything you do is a decision. But here's the thing: I may not have known that when I first met you. You may not have shown that part until going into it already. I may have missed that part of you that's broken until we get into it. So if I get into it and I stay there, then that's on me. Now another thing is what you dealing with. That ain't got nothing to do with David. That's a decision. You know, people. I got flack when I said, "Oh, depression is a decision," and people hit me up with like, "Well, it's a mental imbalance," and I'm not. I understand that part because it's a lot of truth to that. But my thing is this: are you getting help for the imbalance?
Mm-hmm.
Or are you deciding to be happy today? Or are you deciding not to trust God?
Right.
Or are you deciding to be angry today?
Right.
Whose fault is it today? Are you taking any accountability? Do you love yourself? Are you deciding to love yourself today?
Mm-hmm.
Where if you are, why are you allowing yourself to deal with non-factors? Why are you allowing yourself to have anxiety over something that ain't even evolved yet for you to see the end? You ain't even got to the end. You're like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. The end ain't even, we didn't get to the halfway point and you flipping out. So my thing is that, what decision are you going to make to make this work and make it successful?
Okay, I mean, and I get what you're saying. Don't get me wrong. I get what you're saying because that does make a valid point.
Okay.
You know, each person should be held accountable.
Facts.
For their own actions or their own behaviors. But it's almost like, what do you do when you're dealing with someone that doesn't even recognize that those behaviors are not positive behaviors? This is something that they've been doing from, situation to situation, relationship to relationship, to the point where it's become so habitual that they don't even realize that it's wrong or that it's incorrect.
I'm going to say something real profound that the Holy Spirit just gave me. Loneliness, watch this. I'm going to say something real nasty in the spirit. Loneliness will allow your vulnerability to make you stupid. It's too much.
What?
Loneliness will allow your vulnerability to make you do stupid things. Because loneliness says, hey, I need somebody to affirm me. I need somebody to love me and to show it.
That's good.
I need somebody to talk to. I need somebody to listen. I need somebody to encourage me. Everybody else is negative. Everybody else says I'm this, but I need somebody to say, baby, it's going to be okay. That loneliness demon, because it's a demon, will say, hey, you better get somebody before you shrivel up and die.
Not shrivel up and die. Oh my God. That's hilarious.
And die, nigga.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
So here's the thing. You get a nigga that ain't shit, and you know he ain't shit. And you have the audacity to be mad because he ain't shit, and you know.
Mm.
So the ain't shit nigga that you complain about that you chose,
Mm.
and you chose to be with, and then you chose to allow yourself to allow him to have a side chick and be mad. So loneliness making you stupid when you're vulnerable. Loneliness, stupidity, vulnerability. It's like it all forms together.
It all forms
So
together.
my thing is that, and we talked about this a lot. I always do a self-love check.
Okay.
It's almost like putting a thermometer. You know how they put the thermometer in your ass or in your mouth to test the temperature? Hey, you put in your ass or your mouth, one of the two. They don't act crazy. They do. They put in your ass or your mouth.
They do that with babies. We grown folk. They ain't doing that with us.
I'm sorry. Let me say it a different way. However they check your temperature. Okay. So when they check your temperature, they know if you need medication.
Right.
They know if, hey, you good. I don't need to mess with him. He good.
Right.
So it's even one of the two, right? So when I deal with a woman, and God, I'm giving y'all some of the blueprint of me. I don't think y'all deserve it, but I'm gonna give it to you anyway.
Oh,
because I love you. Because I love you. So here's the thing. When I talk to somebody, I always kind of do something real impulsively and obnoxious. If they say, "Oh, well, that's," you don't love me. You don't love yourself, and you ain't gonna love me. You just like me enough to feed your lonely. I said it. So, but if you say, "Nigga, who the fuck you think you talking to? I'm a grown woman. Do you know who you talking?" Hey, you love yourself because you're not willing to tolerate my bullshit. I'm just saying, I'm giving you some free game. This is free game. So my thing is that when I see that you love yourself, then I'm going to act accordingly, right? When I see that you don't, I'm exiting stage left. My right, your left. I'm out. Because I'm not going to feed your lonely because you're going to make stupid decisions.
Okay,
Watch this.
that's a difference.
Watch this. And the Bible says an idle mind is a dangerous mind. You know why?
Correct.
Because if you don't love yourself, you're going to argue with yourself. You're going to make dumbass decisions. An idle mind is a dangerous mind for a reason. Because the mind watch this. The mind, when you're alone, the mind will always challenge you.
Correct.
Shawan, you know you're writing that book, but you ain't gonna finish it. You know it ain't gonna be no bestseller. It ain't gonna be shit. You know, you got all these things challenging you, right? So if you ain't loving yourself when you're alone, and you needed somebody to feed your lonely with a body, you're gonna make fucked up decisions. And guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna kill two birds with one motherfucking stone. One decision. Just saying. That's free game. You can take
free
I'll
game.
say that's free game.
Free 99.
Free 99.
Oh my God. Look, y'all, this is every day. Okay. Like
what?
This is every day between us. This banter.
Man.
Every day. You know, it never gets old though. It never gets old.
Every day. Every day. Oh man.
Oh God.
But my thing is, this is where the iron sharpens iron. You need somebody who can sharpen your dull areas. Wherever you dull at, I'm sharpening. Wherever I'm dull at, you sharpening. We both sharp. We both sharp and we ready.
Right.
Because you know you're dealing with a world that don't love you.
Right.
So a lot of people say, you know, wear the armor of God, the breastplate of righteousness, the head of salvation, the shoes of peace, the helmet of salvation. So whatever all of them is, I don't know all of them by heart now, but you need to be equipped for what this world gonna bring.
Right.
You can't have an opportunity to say, hey, we willing to pay you $10 million for your book, and you don't like how the nigga breath stink. So you gonna say, I don't know if I want to make that decision because your breath is flagrant. Your breath is messing up my energy. This man give you $10 million. So my thing is, you just gotta know when to say when. You gotta have some discipline. A lot of people want to disciple, but you can't disciple without discipline.
Okay. I'm with that.
Everybody gonna follow you if you ain't got no discipline.
I'm with that.
Because why would I? It's like the blind leading the blind.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm real. And all these nuggets that I'm giving are things that I've seen, that I've experienced, that I know, that I've plugged in. Like when you plug different numbers in to see what the outcome is, I plug these numbers in. Yeah. So how do you feel, Miss 40-something, looking like 30-something? How you feel about your life?
You just made my day with that. You just made my day.
Right.
I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling really
Right.
good. It's good to be alive.
Good to be alive, right? Right.
It's good to be a lot wiser than I was.
Facts.
Right. And it's just good to be appreciative. Right. I appreciate things a lot more now. I value things a lot more now. Right. I value the people around me. I value the people that are not around me. Right. I value my peace. Right. It's just so many things now that I don't want to ever take for granted again. Right. Yeah. That's really where I'm at.
I want to say something about an upcoming show idea that we have, and the reason why, because I'm kind of thinking in my head like, should I talk about this? But the reason why I probably don't
go for it.
The reason why I don't have a problem talking about it is because even if I did and people did it, they may not get the people to want to agree with doing it.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So this is for the world, and everybody watching, or whoever's watching, to hear what I'm going to say, because this show is going to be epic proportions. The Holy Spirit put in me about doing a show, which I've never really seen. I don't think I've ever seen, where we're going to bring our kids to the show, or our nieces and nephew. I tell you, I said I was going to bring my nephew on, because I'm pretty sure he would come on. And then I'm going to bring my daughter on. I'm going to do them 2 different shows. I don't want to do them at the same time. And you're going to do the same thing. And we're going to talk about parenting. We're going to talk about what they have learned through us. We're going to talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, and be transparent. Because first of all, most parents don't even talk to their kids enough to even get that out of them. And 2, it's like, it gets you get to hear where you're at. It don't make you a good or bad parent, because we all make mistakes. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
But this is like a reality check on the interaction of parents and the children, whether they're little, grown, whatever the circumstances may be. See what their development is. See where they lack in certain areas. We can even correct. We even probably going to correct it on screen, on camera.
Correct.
Because I'm pretty sure they're going to say something like, with this and that. Put it this way, you're going to be able to tell who the parent and the kid is, because the kid going to complain more.
Right.
The parent going to be like, nigga, I done been there, done that, bought the t-shirt, keychain, and remix it.
I know that's right.
So, we have endured enough to where we don't, sweat the small stuff. It's too much to do to, sweat the small stuff. So that's going to be an epic show. I can't wait to it comes together, because that show is going to really revolutionize podcast shows, I think. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Me too.
So yeah.
Me as well. I've already talked to my daughter about it. Like
Shayla with a Y, right? Shayla with a Y.
Shayla with a Y. And And believe it or not, she is really open to it. She was like, "Okay, mom, I'll do 2 shows. You can snag me for 2 shows." So I'm like, "That's cool." You know what I mean? But
Right.
it will be very transparent for me to open up our relationship in that way.
Oh my God. Right.
We have somewhat of an unorthodox relationship.
Right.
It works for us,
Right.
but that's not to say that it is what most would say ideal.
Right.
You know, um, but we've learned to work through it. We've learned to, make it work for us.
Mhm.
And we both have respect for each other. We both love each other immensely. But we just have a good dialogue with each other.
Right.
She can talk to me about anything. She's open to listening. And some days she's on 1,000, but that's why she called me, because she
Right.
knows I'm the fire extinguisher. You know what I'm saying? I subside the blow of the storm of the fire.
Right.
So that works for us. That
Right.
definitely works for us. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Right.
I think that is going to be a game changer for parents that watch. It's even going to be a game changer for our Gen X children, millennial children, nieces, nephews, or whatever in that age bracket,
Right.
to kind of get a better understanding from a group of wise, individuals. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. Definitely.
And then you already know that our kids are going to want to embarrass us. I'm ready for that.
And I
I'm
know
ready.
she is.
I'm ready for all the smoke. I'm ready.
I know she is. I mean, just throw my ass under a bus type embarrassment.
Yeah.
But it's all good though. It's all good.
My daughter already. I ain't gonna say she's gonna tell the story, but she loves telling the story because she thinks it's gonna embarrass me. Just want to let y'all know that my dad thinks that because he hasn't had no hair, it's my fault. Because he shaved his head because he messed it up cutting his hair. And then when I saw it, I said, "Oh, I love it." And he thought I meant forever. So he blamed his bald head on me every time we talk, which is a lie. But it's okay. But I'll let her, have fun with that.
Mm-hmm. You let her have fun. That's cute. That's cute.
But me and my daughter have a lot of open dialogue as well. Mm-hmm. She has been very transparent with me. She shared a lot for me over the last 5 years than she's ever done. It's a lot. Look, you got to get your mind right for that show, because it's a lot of layers, a lot of stuff in that show. My daughter's mother is not living anymore. She died when she was 17. That's going to be on the show.
Yeah. That's a lot.
Me being a long distance dad, that's going to be on the show. Me marrying, having 2 marriages that my daughter couldn't stand, that's going to be on the show. My daughter seen me multiple dates, and she said, "Daddy, are you going to be a whore till you die?" That's going to be on the show. It's funny. It's going to get real that day. So it's going to be a lot of things that come out, but in that's where the growth happens.
Right.
When you really, the growth, and people are going to see and watch and be like, "Hey, I'm not alone. You ain't alone." You know what I'm saying? It's damn, I'm not the only one. Dave been through that too. Dave did that. Damn, that happened. You're not alone. And we're gonna. The beauty of it is you have a male and female co-host. You have 2 different perspectives. So it's gonna be epic. It's gonna be real epic. And then I think we should do a show. We should do 2. We should do the one with my nephew and probably your son. So we got the male version, and then we're gonna do your daughter and my daughter.
Okay, 2 different perspectives. We can do that.
It's gonna be 2 different fields.
We can definitely do that.
It's gonna be 2 different fields because or we can do your son and my daughter, the 2 different perspectives of how man and daughter is opposed to mother and son is. That's gonna be a good one. I think we can do it like that because when you're dealing with the opposite sex of a child, I mean, it hits different. It just does.
So
My daughter, huh?
you gonna sing to me, Crouch?
I'm sorry.
You gonna sing to me?
Absolutely not. Why would I do that?
You not gonna sing to me
I've
again?
done enough. You'll be all right. I sung to you earlier.
What? You're not gonna sing to me again, Crouch? You got the whole festivities here.
You got a whole choir of children over there. Go ahead, y'all.
No, they not. You gonna sing to me? Well, come on, sing to me. Really?
Y'all better sing before it melt the cake.
Oh, now you got to get the other choir member. Okay, get the other choir member.
How many candles you got in there?
I only did 3.
Okay,
Past, present, and future. But they like sparkling.
They are.
Yeah.
Now they get to it before it melt. Now which one?
I know he need to come on because it's going down.
Now which one is that? That's the one.
All right, ready?
What?
Okay.
This is the cake.
Okay, got it.
This is the cake.
Okay.
All right, you gonna start?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, come on.
Oh, the whole song?
Yeah, no, just a little bit.
Okay.
You ain't gotta do the whole thing. Come on.
I know the last part.
Okay, well, yeah, don't do the last part.
Okay. Happy birthday
To you.
Happy birthday
To you.
Happy birthday, dear
Dear.
mother. Yes, we did. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
You silly. Okay.
Yay!
Another year. That's great.
Yes. Now I get to cut it because I got to take a picture and give it to the lady. She told me to, give her.
But how? Do you have her number?
No, she told me to send it to you.
Got it.
Yeah.
So you got to make a really nice cut so it looks really nice.
Yes, I'm.
But she said this is her first time ever doing that kind.
I can tell.
Yeah. Look at you.
I can tell.
This is
But it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing.
This is the worst case of niggerdom.
I love when you say that. I really do.
I've ever heard in my life, Lord.
I'm just saying. Look, y'all. I don't know. Look. I'm not gonna downplay the woman's skills. I'm really not. Because first and foremost, I wasn't even expecting this. So this is a blessing in itself. But there are some characteristics that are not quite giving cake. It's just giving a deluxe cheesecake. And I'm cool with that. But, when you say cake, not cheesecake, but when you say cake.
Okay, well, what is the other one?
The other one is cheesecake.
Oh, okay.
In a pie. It's in a pie. So it's all cheesecake. This it looks like the exact same thing, but it's just a thicker crust. Like the crust is this thick.
Okay.
And then it's cheesecake on top.
Okay.
And in the famous words of DC, bless her heart. Bless her heart. Bless her heart. Beautiful spirit, though. Beautiful spirit. Beautiful spirit.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, Crouch. This is still a beautiful gesture. I take nothing away from it. Nothing.
Let me help you out because I think right now you need help. You do.
See, don't do that. Don't say that.
But I'm gonna tell you because this is the difference between men and women, right? Okay. Now you didn't say anything bad, but yet you exploited what could have been different. That's the same thing. So my thing is, whether it is or not, if it's a good gesture, let it be a good gesture and move on. Not let it be a good gesture and but it's what you call it's given, you know, what?
Okay, but Crouch.
Rather than, you know what, I love it. None of that. You went to, but it's still doing this. I'm like, what? Now, a man, me, I get whatever it is. It could be a cupcake. You know what? This is, it's always the thought that counts.
And I agree, Crouch. I agree.
But you
I
exploited what could have been different.
Okay, Crouch. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
Because it's still, you might as well say I just didn't like it. You might as well say that. If you was,
I mean, but the flavor is good. I think, oh, it even brought it in the middle. But the flavor is good.
Ladies and gentlemen, hopefully when you replay this, you'll understand what men go through. You'll get it.
It's not that.
You'll understand. You may not get it now, but you know,
it's
later.
Not.
Just replay the tape.
It's not a bad thing. It's just
it's not a bad thing.
I don't know. I feel like this, and maybe again, this is the difference between men and women.
Okay.
Because as women, when we spend our money on something, we specifically want what it is that we've paid for. Now, in this case, if I've paid for a cake, then I'm expecting a cake. But that's not to say that it don't taste good. It wasn't presented well, but it was. Beautiful presentation. Beautiful flavor. No, not beautiful flavor, but tasty flavor. But at the end of the day, it's not a cake. Am I wrong for being honest? No. Would I order something from this woman again? I probably would. Why? Because it tastes good and it looked good. So yeah, she would still have my business, but it ain't a cake. So, all right, y'all. If I'm wrong, you can chime in and say that I'm wrong.
And these are the days of our lives.
I'm just keeping it real though. Come on. You gotta be honest. You know what I'm saying? I would still patronize the business. I would still patronize this business. Now, if I really didn't like it or I really had felt some kind of way about it, I'd say, hell no, don't spend your money on that shit no more. Don't buy nothing from it. But I didn't say that. I said it was tasty, looks good, it's delectable. Come on now. Come on. Give me some credit for that, Crouch. Some credit for that.
Credit for that?
Yes. That shows my appreciation.
That's terrible.
I can't believe you getting quiet on that, Crouch. I can't believe it.
No, I'm not getting quiet. I'm just, just taking it all in.
Okay.
On your birthday.
You're taking it in. That's okay. That just means I'm gonna get it all back tomorrow.
Pretty much.
I'm gonna get it all back tomorrow.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
What the hell was that? What was that you was doing on camera? What was that? Yeah.
And it's live, so
Yeah, I know.
can't take away live.
No, you can't.
Live is what it is. Yeah, live.
Our ability. We're the Colt 45.
You know what? Hold on. I just thought of something.
What you think?
Because what people don't know is I sent her some shirts for birthday shirts that I made for her. And I was going to send her some wine. you know, from one of my favorite restaurants here, Cooper's Hawk, because I'm in the wine club. That doesn't make me an alcoholic. I just like wine. It's a difference. So I'm trying to put the wine in the thing, and I got busted, and they said, you can't put wine in there. And now, okay, I can't put it in there. Okay, and then Shawan, yeah, I'm telling on you, you got to be thrown on the bus too. Shawan said, you didn't have to tell him, Crouch. You could have just said it was a water bottle or something. Oh, okay, so we gonna lie together. Okay, cool, right? So I told the truth, and I had to take it out. Dang, because I got this right here. Here it is, right here. It's this it's called chocolate meal. Now anybody that is let me make sure the bottle is right. Anybody, yeah, here we go. Anybody that is a Cooper's Hawk alumni who's been to Cooper's Hawk several times, and I've been to Cooper's Hawk a lot. And I get this, it's a chocolate red wine. When I say it is fire in my St. Louis accent, it's fire. That's how we say fire. When I say this right here, you know, I saw Jesus in the pool. When you see Jesus is fire. Yeah. So, you know, you turn water into wine. Yeah. You know, I was going to send this, but I got busted and I couldn't send it. Yeah. This right here would change your life. Right here. I'm just being honest. My brother, he's another person that don't mind creating crackheads. You know what I'm saying? So I went over his house years ago. They was in they've been in wine club for years. My brother and his wife. They said, "Hey, have you ever tried chocolate wine?" I said, "Chocolate wine? What the hell is that? That don't sound appetizing. The hell is that? Go put my candy in some wine. That don't make sense to me." So he poured me a glass. Now normally I don't drink wine lukewarm. You know, some people, bougie people that are really wine drinkers, they drink it lukewarm. I don't care. As long as room temperature, that's how they do it. I like my stuff cold. It's just me, right? I tried the wine, the first sip. I was tapping to find another vein. It was fire.
It was that good.
Man, it got to the point where the next sip, I allow it to wish in my mouth just to savor the taste. Now.
Okay. And the whisk in your mouth. And the whisk in it.
Whisk. Everybody don't say whisk a lot. Whisk in my mouth. What does whisk mean? I savored the taste. What does savor mean? I kept it in my mouth so I can keep the taste in as long as I can stand it. People, I gotta dumb down my shit for y'all.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
So I was hooked after that. It was unreal. So yeah, and I never thought I'd ever join a wine club, but I am premier wine club member.
And you now become a wine connoisseur.
Wine club, yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Crouch. Okay, Cooper's Hawk, consider this free advertisement for y'all.
Free 99. Right.
Oh my God.
And for all you wine drinkers out here, this does not make you an alcoholic. It makes you an appreciator of wine, of grapes. Enriched grapes. Enriched grapes.
It is true. It is true.
So, so did your kids try the cake or whatever it is?
Yes, my daughter is eating a bit now. What do you think of it? Okay. All for me.
She's not a key lime cake eater.
Honestly, they don't really like key lime as much as I
It's
do.
not even that.
It you know, they're not big on key lime. As my son said, he said, yeah. When I heard what it was, I was like, wow, I should have known, Mom. You always want to have something exquisite. What's wrong with the regular white cake with chocolate icing? Like,
now I know what key lime taste is, so I've had it, but it was like years ago. So I probably would have ate a whole bunch with you. But yeah. So
it's like a tart, tangy,
right,
kind of taste.
Right, tart and tangy.
I like it.
Right.
You know, balance.
Well, I know because when I asked you what cake you like, you was like key lime. And you was a crackhead.
Actually, you asked me what kind of cake that I like, and you turned your nose up when I said a yellow cake and chocolate icing. You was like, ew. Yeah, I said that first. And then I mentioned that I enjoy key lime pie because we started talking about the Cheesecake Factory.
Facts.
Yeah. See, you recall the conversation now.
Yes, I recall.
Yeah.
But yeah, me and you didn't talk about this a lot too. I look forward to what God is doing, and how we're being led, what is happening, because we both went through a valley of the shadow of death moments. You know what I'm saying? Where it was real dark, and we were like, okay, God, how are you going to get us out of this? You know what I'm saying?
True.
Like this hurts. I feel this. You know what I'm saying? I feel the punch. You know what I'm saying? But I think when you just pray about it and know God is still God, He's going to honor the request, but He wants to maximize your strength because you're going to need that for the next phase. You know what I'm saying? So when I think about now, now is not perfect, but now is good for me. Me, I always see 10 steps ahead. I always think of myself, where I want to be in the house. I think about, the car I'm driving. I think about that all the time. But I think it's a beautiful thing for people to see it with you and to take the journey with you and to encourage you. I'm real big on encouraging people. I'm real big on being encouraged.
Correct.
A lot of people think sometimes I'm too strong to be encouraged.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't need me, David. You got you and God. That's all you know. Hey, I need encouragement too.
She won the race today.
You know what I'm saying?
Happy.
Yeah.
She won the
Yeah.
And then they gave me
Ma'am, I'm live, ma'am. Could you tone it down? Appreciate it. Okay.
Yeah. So, we talk about this all the time. We talk about, purpose. We talk about where we're at. We talk about what God is doing. We still got work to do because I have work to do. Like, I've been doing a lot of shirts, just kind of be playing around with different shirts because I'm convinced that, like I said, all it takes is one shirt.
Correct.
You one shirt away from being a millionaire. Correct. One shirt can, and another thing about me, and I got to figure this out. And I just thought about this. Oh, thank you, Holy Spirit. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to do some more research, especially since I have the funds to do it, to stretch my audience out. I mean, think about it this way. Imagine if I got like, my biggest platform is TikTok. Facebook too, right. But I'm almost at capacity with Facebook. I'm almost at 5,000.
Okay.
And Facebook, I get looks and people, but not most of my orders come from TikTok.
TikTok.
Right. So I got like 35 or 3,600 followers or something like that. So I'm thinking to myself, if I get this with 36, imagine if I had 10,000
Mm-hmm.
or 20,000.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The demand higher, and then it would expand the business and the money opportunity. It really
Mm-hmm.
would. So I got to figure out how to expand, and they call it scaling up my audience. You know what I'm saying? And I think all entrepreneurs, that's what they want to do. The more people to know who you are, that's why a lot of people like followers. The more people follow you, the more people you can impact. The more people you can affect. The more people that's willing to maybe invest in you. So I need to expand my audience. That's what I need to do.
Okay. Well, in light of that, I also wanted to mention, if you all have not been paying attention to our Shaking Up the Algorithm page, our t-shirts, t-shirts, our Shaking Up the Algorithm merchandise was created and established by God's Ink Apparel, which
Mhm.
is owned and operated by the one and only David DC Crouch. So, with that in mind, I wanted to display one of our ads as well so that you can kind of get a taste for what, God's Ink Apparel has to offer. So, bear with us for just a moment.
Hey, yeah, boys, yeah. Hold on, we them boys. We them boys. We making noise. Hold on. We them boys. We them boys. We making noise.
Show your support by making your purchase
We
today.
them boys.
Cool. How you did that?
Yes, wasn't it? Wasn't
Yeah, that was
it?
cool. That was cool.
Yeah, I have to give you props, Crouch. I have to give you props because, not just even with Shaking Up the Algorithm shirts, like, Crouch has made my daughter and I like his brand ambassadors, okay? This shirt right here, this was created by him. You know what I mean? The shirt he has on, of course, was created by him. You know what I
Straight
mean?
out of Juneteenth. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I like that. But when it comes to what he does, he is definitely an innovative genius, you know. And you just need kudos for what you do, man.
Right.
Like, your work is good. I've seen a lot of t-shirt designers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Seen a lot of t-shirt makers.
Me too.
But you can actually tell that what you do, you definitely do with a level of excellence that I don't see very often.
Right. I think with me, and I thank you for that. I love those flowers. I thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. That's the least I could do.
I think for me is like, when I first got into this really heavy, I saw what a lot of other t-shirt makers were doing.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of them play it really safe. Like me, I
Mhm.
like taking chances. I'll put 2 or 3 different vinyl textures on one shirt.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put the flock, the velvet kind. I put the bling on the same thing. I'll do those shirts like that. On the rose, the yellow part on her hair, I know how to make that a different color, because that wasn't even the original color of that shirt of the purse. So it's like, what I did was I really did extensive research, and I wanted to do something that nobody else is doing in the way they're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
When I first got into this 4 years ago, my friend said, "Why are you doing t-shirts? Let everybody doing t-shirts, but everybody's not going to do them like I'm going to do them." I wanted to do something different. My mission statement or tagline phrase on my cards, it says, or my company, it says, where God seems to pearl, where every shirt is a conversation piece.
Mm-hmm.
I want, when you go out, the people like, oh, hmm, and you start talking about it, or you start inquiring about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I honestly feel that I got my mother's spirit of creativity because my mother was an artist. She drew and she did this beautiful artwork. And with me, it's almost like I got that same spirit in what I do because I like doing something different. Even if I don't get orders every day, I get at least on the average 5 to 10 inquiries a day on the average. So it's like, and I'm used to it. And it's like the fact that people even want to know, like my stuff or they are empowered by something that I wrote. It's a blessing.
Right.
It also helps that I'm a spoken word artist, and I started putting some of my phrases in my poems on shirts, like the one that says, "You are the color of what love feels like, Black woman." That when I put that on a shirt, it went crazy. People went crazy over that phrase. So I told myself eventually I'm gonna start doing it a little bit more. I'm even thinking about, and I want to know how you feel about this.
Okay.
I'm thinking about like doing like 10 different lines and different poems and putting it all on the front of the shirt. Like it's a phrase here going straight, a phrase going slanted, phrase going down, phrase going to the side, and all on one front. And you have to read and then each one of them going to be in different fonts. Like they're gonna be like, this one may be jagged, this one may be straight, this one may be like a weird like a Letterman jacket style font.
Right.
So
Right.
it's gonna be in different fonts. And I'm kind of play with that and see what it looks like. But if you saw the phrases, it's gonna make you stop. You know what I'm saying? So I really like pushing the button of creativity, trying to do something different. And the thing about me doing shirts is, and me being a real expert at customizing them, I can do a shirt that you may be the only one that has it because I know how to mess with design and stuff. So, but that just comes with when you giving something, you need to learn every aspect of it and maximize what you do.
Correct.
You are an amazing writer, but you didn't become an amazing writer overnight. You read a lot. You had to read. You had to write a lot. You had to do different things that strengthen your writing ability. You don't just wake up and just write. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
It's people like Aretha or whoever can sing their butt off. They didn't just wake up singing. They had the natural ability, but they still had to develop the gift. And when you don't feel like you need to develop what God gave you, you're gonna be at the mercy of just going to that level. Correct. You're not gonna maximize your level of doing anything when you know what you feel like you know everything about what you're doing.
Right.
So question for you, in your writing and what you do, how did you develop that writing style that you have for all the listeners? And you have a very unique, you have a very interesting style of how to get your point across when you write. So how did that develop?
Well, elaborate on that because see, how I write it.
Okay.
I have a certain vision as a writer, but I can't necessarily embody how it impacts the reader.
I'll give you an example. I remember my grandfather sitting on the porch and how the sun just used to beat down on his skin and I could see him sweating. Didn't think nothing of it as a kid, but as an adult, I saw that he wore his pain in his sweat. Something like that. Real kind of like different way of saying it. But you have this thing to where you're very vivid in your approach of your writing style and it sucks you in. Like you can talk about being abused, being hurt, being whatever, but it's not so much what you say, but how you present it. I really can't explain it, but it's you have a certain style of writing that sucks you into the storyline,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody don't have that innate ability. Like
Mm-hmm.
you have something to write about something, and it's like it's really rudimentary. They have a rudimentary approach.
Correct.
And
Correct.
maybe it's because of how you talk in Richmond and how y'all talk, or I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Right.
So I just want to know, how did that writing style develop, or do you even think you have a certain writing style that's different?
I do believe I don't want to necessarily say mine is any different. I feel like there may be a lot of different authors that have somewhat of a similar approach. It's
Okay.
just that each person adds their own sauce to it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what makes you different. That's what makes you stand out. You
Correct.
know, personally, I've read a lot. You know, when things seemed rough or whatever, I would read a book. That was like my way of escape.
Okay.
You know, so I learned to, in so many ways, kind of create a fantasy world for myself.
Right.
You know, to shield me, from the pain, or to, like I said, escape from whatever was going on around me.
Right.
And as I got older, then I started writing it down. You know, whatever I was feeling, I would write it down. I'd literally have like a conversation, but I would put it on paper. Because I was too afraid to say anything where it would cause disruption or confrontation. So, although there are certain things that I've learned to help to strengthen my writing, it at the same time it weakened my ability to be vocal.
Interesting.
So I am now learning to embrace being in the forefront. Honestly, this was what I was intended to do. I was intended to be in the forefront. I was very, very vocal at one point, and then, certain things transpired in my childhood, and it was like, oh, well, you talk too much. Oh, well, you need to be quiet, or grown folks are talking, go somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? So, you constantly hear certain things. And as a child, it's like, okay, well, I won't say nothing. I just won't talk. Or, I don't want to say what I really feel, because then it's going to hurt your feelings. I don't want to hurt your feelings. I love you. I don't want to hurt your feelings, but I don't like how you're treating me. That type of thing. That type of thing. But because I didn't like confrontation because of what I saw the adults around me do, I never pushed the envelope to have people to react a certain way. So I kept it to myself.
Got it.
But you're right. I feel like, and to be honest, I didn't really realize how good of a writer I could be until I was like maybe 18.
Okay.
And I had to write this paper for my college English class. And I had like a summer class, and before I officially enrolled in college. And the paper was so good. I literally described a moment in my childhood where my mom was in her accident. So I gave all the details, talked about our conversation prior to, and, all of that, like the whole entire day. But I had one of my family members to read it. My mom's sister actually read it. And she was like, oh my God, like, you wrote this? And I said, yeah, and she's like, no, Shawan, this is really, really good. And I'm like, what? And she's like, no, this is really good. Um, this is worthy of being, published or put in a magazine. I'm like, get out of here. So back then, Essence magazine used to take in short stories
Okay.
and different submissions from writers, whether it was
Right.
poems, short stories, fiction, nonfiction, things of that nature. And she submitted mine, right? Now, of course, I didn't hear anything back from them, but for someone to even plant that seed to make me feel like, hey, you got something here. You need
Right.
to work on that. You know what I mean? Um, Honestly, I still didn't value it for years. I just didn't value it. At the time, it wasn't paying bills.
Mm.
Point blank. I had kids within the next 3 years that won't paying bills. That it wasn't putting food on the table, wasn't paying the rent. Or that wasn't the idea that I was given that it could pay bills. Put it
Gotcha.
that way. Now that I'm older, it's just like, well, what the hell you got to lose? Just do it. You've done everything else,
That's
so
true.
try it. Just try it.
Right.
So since you've so eloquently stated that I need to finish it, you're right. I do need to finish my book. But something in me is like, this is my birthday. So I'm gonna kind of bless the people a little bit with a little bit of the book.
A little bit of what?
A little bit of the book.
Oh, okay.
Not gonna read a lot, y'all. Not a lot, because I don't want to take away, but it's a part of my acknowledgments that I really feel like represents a certain level of skill that I have when it comes to writing.
Okay.
And to being able to be open and transparent about who I am. My book is actually entitled God, Why Me? How I Survived Life's Trials with Grace, Music, and Life-Changing Affirmations. Because it took all of those things to help me to get to who you see today. But my book in so many ways talks a lot about the different layers that made me the woman that I was intended to be. I had to go through a process, though, to actually get to this woman, to learn to value this woman, to protect this woman, because I didn't know how. And I allowed, different people to frequent in and out of my life thinking that I needed them when really they were needing me. And when you don't understand the power in which you possess,
Right.
you relinquish that power to people that don't deserve it.
Correct.
So unfortunately, I did that for a long time. So I'm gonna read this little part of my book, and then we'll let the judges decide.
Okay.
Okay, so this is where I have it. It's the last of my acknowledgments, but I said, and lastly, to the past men in my life, whether we were talking, had a friendship, in a relationship, or even a situationship, I thank you most of all. During those times, I discovered what is truly important and what I don't want in my life.
Right.
I didn't value myself, didn't love myself, and I looked to you to validate me. But I'm so grateful that the light bulb came on, and now I'm a better version of myself, and I owe that all to you. All the love bombing made me learn to love myself without you. The accusations taught me to trust myself more and not waver in my truth. I learned the meaning of trauma bonding from each of my relationships and how a half truly doesn't make a whole. You have to be whole if you want to be healed. I knew my healing would emanate eventually, and I'm so thankful that the universe allowed me to find it. We all connected through a place of pain, and I'm just glad that I no longer wallow in mine. And that is the end of it. So yeah, that's a little bit of me, y'all. That's a little bit of me.
A little bit?
A little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Little teaser.
A little teaser. Okay. All right.
Yeah, just a little teaser.
So basically, you're thankful for the men, good or bad, that is in your life that made you learn more about men and yourself. Something like that. Huh?
I wouldn't even say that. It made me realize really who I am. Like it goes back to something that you were saying earlier. When you don't love yourself, male or female, you'll do some loneliness. I can't quote it the way that you did.
That was from the throne. That was from the throne room.
It was like that was good, but loneliness will have you.
I'll say it. Hold on.
Go ahead, say it.
I don't want you to misquote.
Yeah,
don't want to misquote. The Lord. Okay. Loneliness will make you do stupid things in your vulnerability.
Bam. That's it.
Loneliness, because when you're lonely, that means you're dependent on somebody else to make you feel fulfilled at that moment. And if you're dependent on somebody else rather than God and dealing with yourself in it, it'll be like you feed off of that. You feed off of them occupying your space. You know what I'm saying? And when you feed off somebody occupying your space, you're not going to rationally think.
Right.
You're not going to think rational. You're going to get mad. You're going to get upset. You're going to be frustrated. And this is what I learned about being people that are mad. When you're mad, and you can do the research, you can Google it. When you're angry, your IQ drops. So in other words, you never make decisions when you're angry.
That's good.
This is a grown folk part of the conversation. So my thing is, when you're dependent on somebody else, you get angry, you get frustrated, because if they don't feed you like you deserve to be fed, then you're going to be mad at them.
Correct.
And you're not looking at the fact that, hey, you're allowing yourself to allow somebody to accommodate and occupy your space that shouldn't even be there.
Oof, that's heavy. That's heavy.
I it. And it's like,
that's heavy.
You said something that triggered that thought, and the Holy Spirit gave it to me when you was talking. You said something that triggered it. But my thing is that's why I think people that can love, enjoy being alone. Now, there's a difference between enjoy being alone and being alone because nobody wants your ass.
He ain't mean it like that, y'all.
I did. Hey, you got to tell the truth. You can't heal when you're lying to yourself. Okay. So with that being said, I feel like when you're fearless when you can learn to be by yourself and you're okay with it. And that was hard for me, believe it or not. I never realized how dependent I was on somebody occupying my space. And you know what? That's how me and my nephew Jamar got into the conversation. 23-year-old. That's how I started off, because he was like, you know what, Uncle David, I never realized how socially dependent I was. And I'm like, socially dependent? Well, right. I said, socially dependent? What you talking about? Elaborate. He said, if I didn't have nobody in my life, I couldn't function. That's how the conversation started off.
Wow. And he's how old?
23.
Wow.
So I was like, then I was like, he said, I learned to appreciate. Now watch, I love the word he used. I learned to appreciate being by myself.
Mm.
I didn't learn to be by myself. I learned, because you can be by yourself and be mad.
True.
Well, this is a grown folk part of the conversation. I learned how to appreciate being by myself. That means I can enjoy the fruits of the labor that I learned being. Oh, it's too late. I learned the fruits of the labor being by myself, dealing with myself.
Mm-hmm.
The hardest. Let me tell you something, and I'm trying to say it without falling apart over this over this podcast.
Don't fall apart.
About 5-6 years ago, a lady did something, and I saw it, and I DM'd her. I said, "You don't know, you done saved my life, showing me what you just showed me." She said, "I dare anybody looking at this video to go to the mirror and look at yourself and tell you how many things you appreciate by yourself without falling apart." The first time I did it, tears just falling because I've never did it. Do you know how much that takes to look at yourself? David, you're amazing. David, you're a man of God. David, you're smart. David, you cool. David, you fun. Like, that was hard.
Yeah.
So watch this. So I have developed that ability because I've done it enough. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I'm not gonna allow somebody to be a detriment to that relationship because they fucked up. Do you understand what I'm saying? It took too much work to get to this point.
Yeah.
And you go see, how selfish are you to allow yourself to enter somebody else's life and you still fucked up and you know it. But yet, watch this. You're trying to squeeze the love out of somebody else like a turnip. Well, we don't want to hear that. It's late, but it's loud. We're gonna talk today. Now I got time today. I got time.
Oh, you got time today.
I got time.
Okay.
Because it just fired me up. Because when he said this, I was like, dude, like, do you know how profound that was? What you just said?
Right.
I mean, the fact that you have dealt with yourself.
Right. Yeah.
What? And you
That's
25?
big.
That don't happen at 23.
It does not.
At 23, I was fucking like a banshee.
Not a banshee.
Like my life depended on it. Like if I didn't fuck, I was gonna die. You know, like Dracula needs blood to survive. If I didn't have it, I was gonna die. That's what I felt like. At 23, I wasn't thinking about that. So when I saw that, it made me respect this dude. Like it took his stock up 29. I love the dude because he's my nephew, but that just made me look at him like, damn. Right. At 23. But so you know, it took I had to cry and snot bubbles and all that stuff to be able to look at me and say, hey, stop beating yourself up for the mistake, failed marriages. Stop beating yourself up for not being there in the presence of your daughter every second she needed you. You was there. A lot of men ain't there. Like I had to, what? I had to do this. I did this for 30 days straight. For 30, you know, when all the challenges were there. This was my 30-day challenge.
Right.
That was the hardest shit I've ever had to do in my life. To look at myself and deal with myself. This motherfucker. So I'm gonna let you just dance into my shit, and you gonna bring that fucking music in my motherfucking house. Let me say, I'm metaphorically speaking, but you gonna bring that damaged shit into my house. You ain't even took your fucking shoes off to get in my house. You gonna what? And you want me to accept it because you need love? I'm sorry, let me say it differently. Because you lonely? I'm just saying. I mean, let's keep it 100. Because, like I said, we've all been damaged at some point. Every one of us. Your victory is how you succeed in dealing with the damage. When you broken, you only got the pieces that's left.
Right.
From the broken, you know, you only can deal with what you're given. So my
Correct.
thing is that, you know, I had to learn to love. You know how like when you're in an accident and they teach you how to walk again.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
had to learn to love again.
Mm.
And instead of loving somebody else, I had to love me first.
See.
That's a motherfucker.
It is.
You know what I'm
It is.
saying? To learn to walk again, to eat again, and you innately have that ability, and somebody got to teach you how to do it. So, all that to say is that, you know, that this guy that you know, it was not an overnight success. Not like me and you joke all the time, but at one point I was a monster and I was not proud of it. Now I never hit on a woman. I never I never verbally abused anybody. Now you cuss me out, you go get this work. I'm gonna let you have it. But I never just came in the house like, you bitch, and you ain't. I never did that ever.
Right.
I only did it to retaliate. Now I'm strong enough now, God forbid that this don't happen. If somebody cuss me out now, I can walk away.
Right.
You know, so I've gotten strong enough to do that. But at one point, I couldn't walk away. I'm going to reduce you to the lowest compound, to lowest fraction, the lowest terms. I'm gonna reduce that ass.
Mm.
For real. I talked about my ex-wife, how stupid she was. She got one motherfucking eye. Reduced her to nothing. Do you hear me?
Mm. Mm. Mm.
Yeah. Now, you know, I don't have I don't have the ability to allow somebody to infiltrate my heart to be that angry towards them.
Right. Right.
You know, for me to do that, I've given you too much stock in David.
Yep.
Too much stock in David for me to get angry at you. That's too. I gave you too much.
Yeah.
You wasn't even worthy of that percentage. And that's another thing. You gotta know when to fucking say when. And the lonely can
True.
fuck you up. And it'll make you say when you should have said no.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, but it's a lot. It's a lot. And you know, I want to convey this message, you know, more and more and more. Every time we have one, I want to eventually touch on that, because there's a lot of people that have maybe heard us, there's a lot of people that haven't. And the people that haven't, you know, you owe it to them to, like, hey, I understand how hard this shit is.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna sit there and say, oh man, get over this shit.
It's not easy, y'all.
Get over
It's
it.
not easy.
Everybody has a different tolerance of
Mhm.
pain. You know, so yeah.
I agree. I agree. Well, Crouch, we've been on here. Wow.
Long time.
Long time. Long time.
Yeah.
But
But like I said,
it's been fun. Like,
has
it's
been.
always fun. It's
It has
always fun. You know, this never, like, even
It's
our
always-
conversations is never boring. Like,
No point. I mean, I think it's a lot of substance in it, and
yeah.
you know, a lot of growth. It's a lot of nuggets for growth. And me, honestly, when I pray, I ask God for wisdom each and every day. And anytime I have an opportunity to grow in places where I lack, I'm ready to feed off of that. You know what I'm saying? Any bullshit and stupid shit, I'm out, dude. I'm out. You know, this is why I don't talk to certain people with B's in their name. You know, my friend, I love him to life, but I can't, like, you're not feeding me. You know, it's bigger than money and us hanging out. Dude, what are you feeding me? I'm trying to get here. I'm not trying to stay here. I'm trying to get here. Women out there dealt with, they wanted to stay here. They didn't want to get up here. No, I'm comfortable. Leave me alone. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I don't want to move. I'm comfortable. I'm on automatic pilot. I'm making good money. I get $1 every other month. My money's gonna get strong. To me, it wasn't. I needed more than that.
Right.
Watch it. Let me go deeper. I deserve more than that.
Mm.
Period. God know it, and I know it. That's why, you know, as many beautiful women I've had, and I have had the luxury of having. I am so thankful because all it did was made me realize what I can get physically. But now I need to work on the other part.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm not careful, I could allow myself to think that I only deserve something pretty, but not smart.
Mm. Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
What?
That's a heavy revelation right there.
What?
Like, seriously.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. Our nigga fine, but he's stupid.
Mm.
He fine, but he ain't driven. He fine, but he a narcissist.
Mm.
He
Mm.
I had to end it off as loud as I did when I started.
You did. And you did. And you does this, okay?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. And I pray about this thing every day because I'm like, okay, God, like, and I think that's why I don't think about love or relationships often. No matter how many needs I have or whatever, I kind of denounce the feeling because I want to be stable.
Correct.
More than anything. I feel like stability will bring the aroma of the person to you.
Mm.
I say some grown again.
Love that. Say that one more time. Say that one more time for the people in the back.
Stability will bring the aroma of the person to you that's meant for you. You know what I'm saying? When you all over the place, when you to and fro, and you can't make a decision, and you undecisive, and you don't know. One day you feel like a nut, someday one day you don't, and you like this, that, and the third. You're gonna bring chaos.
Mm.
You're gonna people. Ooh, toxic. Oh, they don't know. I'm drawn to that fire. That smells good over there, and it's the wrong one.
Mm.
And because you so alone, you're gonna accommodate that shit. Now, you stable because it's like a domino effect. You stable, you happy, you love God, you God fearing, you consistent, you prayerful, you love to serve, you give people the drop of a hat. You don't complain. You always smile. You cracking jokes. You love to travel. You open-minded. You a good listener as well as a good speaker. You will draw the aroma of the person. Now, watch this. Everybody sniffing gonna be like, I don't know if I like that. That's too good. I want toxic. I'm not used to that. What is that? The right one gonna be like,
that's refreshing.
And then I'm gonna be like, she's not grandfathered. Okay. I know we have a lot to talk about offline. I already know. I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, you're definitely gonna expound even more on
right. Well, I'm okay with that. But I mean, as you're talking, and I think how we so connect, I hear it. It's loud, and I love it. I don't run from that. I ain't scared of that. I run to that. I embrace that.
You hold your own. You definitely hold your own.
I definitely embrace that because I want to know. I don't want to be unaware of shit.
Correct.
Because for years I've been like, God, why come I keep meeting these motherfuckers? They fine as hell, but they fucking stupid. God, they get on my fucking, like, the stupidity makes them look ugly to me. I don't even look at them like other niggas. Fat ass at all. They stupid.
Mm.
So God told me, David, they're not stupid. Watch this. They're just not for you.
Damn. Now that's heavy right there. That's heavy.
They're not
heavy.
stupid. You're calling them stupid because they aren't leveling up to where you're at. Once you find the person that's level to where you at, you're gonna embrace everything. She's not gonna be nowhere near stupid. And I'm gonna say this is my last nugget. And I got this one from fasting. I told you this before, but I think for some reason all this stuff is connected, right?
Mm-hmm.
I never forget I was fasting, 30-day fast, and I told you this story before, but I'm not here to let people hear it again because this right here is I done been telling everybody about this. God, the Holy Spirit said, watch what you say you love. I'm like, watch what I say I love. What the hell? You're supposed to love everything. No, watch who you say you love. The person you wanting to love. And I'm like, why is he saying it? Why is it in my spirit? Because whatever you say you love, that means God is involved. And if God is involved, he's going to raise the standard of what you love. So you're loving it here, and God wants you to love it here because you use his name. Oh my God, that's nasty. So what a lot of us do, I love you, but you're loving them here. You're not loving them because you can watch this, you can like them here, but you got to love them here. You see the difference? Oh, I like, yeah. Oh, I like you. Love you. Oh, God. Oh, I gotta love you up here. It's different. So when I got that, boy, that nugget changed my whole look, the way I viewed love. And then that's where I came up with that line, God and love share the same address. That's where I got that line from. Because they do. People trying to separate God and love, and it dilutes the love. You dilute it. Because you're going on instinct rather than using God. It's a whole nother show. You're going on instinct rather than using God in it. And you go by instinct, you ain't gonna maximize your decision making. You're gonna be like, okay, well, I think this work. I'm gonna go by what I know. We are ignorant without God.
Yeah.
We don't acquire knowledge without him giving us the knowledge, whether we pray or not. So my thing is that is the biggest nugget I've learned living. That right there changed my whole outlook on love, on how I view people. And it made me really say, okay, David, I need to deal with you. I need to step back from all that. Because my needs wasn't so important. Watch this. My needs down there wasn't so important if this fucked up. If this fucked up, it don't matter how good this was. It's too late. If this fucked up, it don't matter how good this is. If this is fucked up. Because if this is fucked up, all you doing is fucking. You ain't making love. I'm sorry. God is not involved. You're here. You're right here. You ain't here. You love somebody, you love them at this standard. You don't love them at the like stage. This is the like. But this is what you know. Oh, I love you because I'm paying bills. I love you because I'm giving you my body. I love you. But love has everything to do with sacrifice. For God so loved the world that he gave. Not only did he gave his only begotten son. If I give you my only, I ain't got nothing left. That's love, nigga. Love is giving somebody something that you can't get back. Oh, that's cool. It's grown. If I can't get it back, that's love. That's a sacrifice. That's an unmerited sacrifice. See? Yeah, well, I gave you $5 because I love you. I'm gonna need that back next week. Watch this. I love you, but you done pissed me off. I don't know if this is gonna work. Don't call that love.
Mm.
Call
Yeah.
that. People laugh when I say this. I just like you aggressively.
That's true.
I
That's
don't love you because in the Bible says love does not fail. Love does not fail. If it fails, you can't call that shit love.
that's
You
true.
are lying to the person. Stop
That's
lying.
true. That is true. That is true.
If you love the person, God is gonna give you the integrity to fix it. Oh, I just said something wrong. He's gonna give you the integrity to fix what's messed up.
Right.
And the person go listen.
Right.
Whether it's him or her.
Right.
You know, because everybody like, well, what about him or what about her? Nigga, it's you both. Nigga, you serving each other.
Mm-hmm. That is true.
Those are my last nuggets. That's my
Your
soapbox.
last nugget.
My soapbox. You know, on her birthday.
I
Look
know.
Look what God did.
Look at it.
Gave
Open
some
up
grown
the
folk stuff
floodgates.
on her
Open up the
birthday.
floodgates on my
The
birthday.
floodgate. Yeah. All right.
Good Lord, y'all. I'm so sorry. You know, my other child now wants to blow my phone up. And I done already told her I'm in the midst of working right now. You know, people are just demanding of my time.
Yeah, Shayla with a Y. I understand.
Yeah, Shayla with Y, you know. She probably is on 1,000 mode right now, you know. So with that being said, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and, you know, get into my motherly duties now.
Yes.
Because I've had so much fun, you know, just having. I know, right? It's always fun though with you, Crouch. It's always.
Right. Yeah. Well, I look forward to the stuff you remember because I'm pretty sure we're going to talk about it again.
You're gonna bring it up to make sure that I talk about it.
I can't wait till you do this one because there's so many nuggets in this one. It's crazy. It's all up in this one.
I know.
Yeah.
We definitely have to have an entire show dealing with this.
Oh.
Because I mean, honestly, this topic is something that a lot of people deal with all the time.
Correct.
You know,
Correct.
You have a lot of relationships and friendships alike
right.
that say one thing, but they do another.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when people really understand and embrace the meaning as to what love really is and what it embodies, you won't have, you know, so many broken or failed relationships.
Facts. Yeah. Facts.
So
Facts.
Yeah, that was needed.
But my thing is, let me say this real quick. You gotta own what's broken. You can't see when you lying to yourself, and it's easy to lie because you don't want people to look at you. People lie because they don't want people to look at them wrong.
Correct, and that's true.
I ain't no alcoholic. I ain't no womanizer. I ain't no narcissist. Mm-hmm. You worried about how you look rather than fixing it. I'm saying, yeah, you know.
Ooh, you ain't never lied. You ain't never lied on that one.
Hey,
for real.
I ain't no narcissist. What she said, that bitch crazy. I ain't like that. I don't know who the hell she think he talked to. She probably talked to one of her raggedy friends. No ownership.
Yeah, yeah.
Because if you ain't that, why you mad?
Exactly.
You mad for what?
Exactly.
You see, women are observant just like we are. They pay attention to everything a man does and says. They keep account. They could pull it out like a file cabinet. No, nigga. You said on February 6, 1984, that you said that your mama was shot in the back, and that's why she in a wheelchair. You wiping her ass and and now you say your mama can walk. Stop lying.
Oh my gosh.
You know.
Oh my gosh.
I think having a mother that I have, because they talked about my mom so bad. Like, even though I wasn't raised by my mom, but because she was my mom, I had to hear that.
Yeah.
I was getting into fights about my
Yeah.
mom.
Yeah.
Ain't had shit to do with me.
Yeah.
But
I feel you.
oh, my mom is
Yeah.
gay. My mom is fat. My mom is dark. My mom is this. My mom is a butch. What?
Yeah.
At some point, I mean, I'm okay with the truth, but my thing is, I ain't gotta accept what you heard.
Right.
If you ain't mature enough to handle that shit, it's going to kill you. It's gonna fuck you up.
Yeah.
It just is what it is. So, okay. I just want to say that. I want to say another happy birthday to my amazing co-host, who's an amazing woman. Just period, just all around. She's that deal. She the shit. She's cold blooded. She nice. She ace boom coon. All that. All those kudos. And I just look forward to the journey of expanding and our podcast even bigger. Because a lot more people need to hear it. And there's a lot of podcasts, but there's only one who's shaking up the algorithms.
And that's true.
That's us. And
That's
I'm
true.
just thankful to be on that journey and on that ride of what God is going to take it. So, happy birthday! Enjoy your evening. Anything you got to say in parting?
Well, again, I just wanted to thank everyone who has supported this night, supported this day. Thank you to all the people that have expressed their love through text, phone, through gifts. It has made this day so special for me in ways that you could never understand. Truly. So I appreciate all the love. And please continue to support, our platform here. What we are bringing to you is genuine wisdom.
Right.
You know what I mean? From a human perspective.
Right.
It's something that is invaluable to each and every person that's listening.
Right.
It's something that you can use and you can apply to your own life.
Right.
We're people just like, anyone else. We have flaws, but we've learned to embrace those flaws and to be able to be open and honest about how those flaws have helped to make us better people.
Right.
And that's all we're trying to do for y'all. Just
that's it.
Make you better people.
That is it.
That's it. So thank y'all so much again for coming. And make sure you come back and reach out to us on Friday night. We're going to be on time. We on color people time today, because I was trying to be cute and everything. And, I ran out of time. So Friday, we're not going to be on color time. We're going to be on time, but
well, we're going to see because you and Carol's be getting those packages on Friday. And I want y'all to do it by unboxing. Don't play.
Oh, you want me to do the unboxing on the live?
You can.
Oh, okay.
That's a good idea.
That's a bet.
That's a good idea because both packages are supposed to be there on Friday.
Okay, that's a bet.
Now my thing is real quick. I know I'm asking a crazy question on air, but the packages are big. Are they gonna be able to fit in your mailbox, or how do you get those?
We have a little section for bigger packages, and if it's too big to fit in there, they actually come to our door and bring it to us.
Okay, well, I bought you a big one. Was it able to fit in the one in the mailbox?
I've never had one that was too big that didn't fit in there.
Okay. Well, okay, cool. So you have two of them in there.
Wow.
Because both of the packages are the same size.
Oh wow, I'm excited. I'm excited.
So, me too.
That must mean you got some extra stuff in there I don't know nothing about.
Yeah, well, no. I mean, I got your birthday shirts and stuff in there, and I got since your daughter agreed to be a brand ambassador, we're gonna see if she's playing around because I'm gonna need some footage of her and her to be fly and all that. Don't play.
Okay.
Do not play. I got some funky stuff in there for her. Ridiculous, insane.
Okay.
I went and dug into my big bins of stuff that I forgot I did. I have so many shirts back there that I've done. So experimenting, but I dug out some fly stuff for her. So she needs to stop playing.
Okay.
I know
you heard it here.
I know you ain't, but yeah, I want y'all to that'd be dope if we did it on the air. That'd be dope.
Okay. Well, y'all heard it here first,
Right.
So we're gonna do it right here. Right
Cool.
here.
That's cool.
Live. We're gonna do it right here. But yeah, thank y'all so much for coming out. If you weren't here for the actual live, of course, you can always check the replay. Go to our Shaking Up Algorithms page on YouTube.
Thanks.
You can also go onto our Facebook page because it is on there as well.
Right.
And if you know me personally, you can go to my personal Facebook page, Shawan Jones, and you can see it on there as well. So it's definitely accessible to you if you want to use it, right? But again, always much love, and yeah, I'll look to see you on Friday. We're gonna be doing the heart check on Friday. We have a few submissions already. Woo-hoo. So we're looking for more. So of course, if you have a story or you have a question in which you're trying to get some information, just like we went into the dialogue tonight talking about, different type of relationship scenarios. If you have a situation that you'd like some more clarity on, send us your submission to our email, which is twinforceprod@gmail.com. And we will be able to, air your story live. You will be or remain anonymous.
Right.
So we won't be giving out any personal information about you per se, but we will air your story live and give you your advice as well. So, we look forward to that. We look forward to you entrusting us to do that for you. And, maybe give you a few laughs and keep you from crying.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Yes. Well, to my wonderful, GQ co-host,
right.
Mr. Crouch, thank you so much again for standing beside me, celebrating my birthday.
Wakanda forever.
Yes. Standing beside me and, rocking on this journey with me. I appreciate you.
Sure.
All right, y'all.
All right. Love y'all.
Peace.
Find us on our social media page. Tune in for our next video. Make sure to like and subscribe. And don't forget to turn on post notifications so you won't miss out on any future episode.